You ever wondered what natural and artificial flavors really actually are? If you're in the dark about what these flavors actually are and why they are the way they are, then you have to check out this video. It's kind of long, but I put a lot of work together to show you guys exactly what these flavorings in these fake foods actually are and what they do to your brain. Yes, they alter the chemicals in your brain. A few key points you want to make sure you take away from this is, for one, natural flavors, they start as something natural, then they're allowed to take them into the laboratory and alter them with chemicals just like they do the artificial flavors. Keep in mind they can take things like castoreum, which comes from beaver anal glands, and they can call that natural flavor because it came from nature. You need to understand the significance of them using these flavors and these chemicals is there to excite your brain to get you to come back and eat more food. They tell us plain as day. Check out the video.
If you're overweight, and the chances are you are, it's probably because you eat too much of the wrong stuff. Most of the wrong stuff we eat comes in a bottle, a can, or a box. Food that's been processed. Much of that food has been flavored. The flavoring industry is the enabler of the food processing business, which depends on it to create a craving for everything from soda pop to chicken soup. It is Willy Wonka and his chocolate factory as a multi-billion-dollar industry, an industry cloaked in secrecy. But recently, Givaudan, the largest flavoring company in the world, allowed us in to see them work their magic. They're braving the wilds of a citrus grove in Riverside, California, where Jim Hassel, whose nose and palate are legendary, leads a Givaudan team on a taste safari. The ultimate purpose is to sell more soft drinks or whatever.
That's what we're in the business of. Selling flavors. Selling flavors.
Let's go sniffing. Our perception of taste is largely located in the nose. They are plotting how to move the flavors they find in this grove to your supermarket shelf, and then on to your stomach. When they find something they like, they extract its flavor molecules from the fruit on the tree. Then back in the lab, they mimic Mother Nature's molecules with chemicals. Essentially what you do is you take whatever this smells like,
right,
and copy it.
Right, exactly.
And then I suppose you could, if you choose to, you could quote unquote improve on it.
Exactly.
Yes, we all the time. All the time.
The holy grail, a flavor so good you can't resist it.
In our fruit flavors, we're talking about we want, a burst in the beginning and maybe a finish that doesn't linger too much so that you want more of it.
And you don't want a long linger because you're not going to eat more of it if it lingers.
So it's got to be a quick fix. And then
have more.
And then have more. But that suggests something else.
Exactly.
Which is called addiction.
Exactly. Exactly.
You're trying to create an addictive taste.
It's a good word.
Or something that they want to go back for again and again.
Food companies know that flavor is what makes repeat customers. So they commissioned Givaudan to create what they hope will be a mouth-watering taste. There's a lot of secrecy involved in your profession, correct?
Our intellectual property are our formulas. Without that, we have nothing, so there's a lot of secrecy. You really don't want anyone to know.
My world is making things taste good.
Soda pop and chewing gum flavorist Michelle Hagan has helped Givaudan and the food companies make billions with her secret formulas.
I create thousands of flavors, so I need somewhere to put them. And I have a lot of flavors in here. Raspberry is one of my favorite.
And the flavor ingredients might not have ever met a raspberry. All flavors are combinations of chemicals. Artificial flavors are largely man-made. Natural flavors come from nature, but not necessarily from what the label implies. For example,
Strawberry creations.
Strawberry and vanilla flavor can come from the gland in a beaver's backside.
So what we do is just manipulate them and create with them and give the impression of, the papaya or the strawberry.
This is a chicken flavor. As a liquid in the tank.
An endless stream of brown liquid, part chicken, part chemical, all flavor.
This is the chicken we looked at in the tank right here.
Oh.
So this is the chicken in the hose.
Chicken in the hose. Okay.
Chicken in the hose, right? We'll stretch this hose out and we'll actually load the liquid into these individual trays. It gets vacuum dried in the oven and it comes out in a dry cake form. We'll grind that into a fine powder.
Chicken, just like Grandma used to make. It's used in soups, stews, sausage, noodle, and rice dishes. Chicken by the ton. Chicken for every taste. Our old friend Krusty Fatty. Chicken for vegetarians. Yes, chicken without chickens. Almost every product on the shelves has been enhanced artificially or with so-called natural flavors. And not only that, virtually everything edible in a package, in a jar, in a can, is intensified with either fat, sugar, or salt, or all three of those little devils.
We're eating fat on sugar on fat with flavor. And much of what we're eating with these flavors, you have to ask yourself, is it really food?
Dr. David Kessler is the former head of the FDA. He is Dr. No. He's bent on getting America to kick its bad habits.
We're living in a food carnival. These flavors are so stimulating. They hijack our brain.
Kessler believes flavorists are accomplices, the hired guns of the food industry.
They make food super palatable.
What's wrong with that? Don't we want the richness of good taste?
Of course, food has to be pleasurable. It has to be desirable. But look around, Morley. Look around this country, and what do you see? Ask the rest of the world how they view Americans, and they will say, we don't want to look like them.
Are you saying that the food industry and the flavoring industry together are trying to make and succeeded in making us addicted?
Did the industry do this deliberately? It learned what stimulates. It learned what people want.